everyone. This is Morning Market Call. With me today is Britt Chapman. Today we're going to learn a little bit more about Wells Fargo. So, Britt, that was my intro. Did you like it?
That was great.
All right, great. So Wells Fargo, one of the victors and survivors of the 2008 cannibalistic bank frenzy. Tell me, what was it like to work there?
That was great. The people were great. The work was great. And it helps that, it was in a location where the streets are paved with gold and the barbecue sauce is vinegar-based and the fried okra just comes at you. Of course, I'm talking about my homeland, North Carolina.
Nice. Yeah. Very nice. So let me see if I get this straight. Wells Fargo, let's see, they started from a courier service in the 1800s, right? They were coupled with the Pony Express. So how was equestrian training?
Well, let me stop you here for a minute first. If you didn't hear my last little segment, we're talking about the South, so transfer the equestrian training over to NASCAR, and that's what we did. And instead of the stagecoach, we have our stock cars, which is really wonderful. But in all seriousness, actually, the analyst interns did get to go to the Charlotte Motor Speedway and do 3 laps in a stock car for the Richard Petty experience. And I got a cool new Dale Earnhardt Jr. t-shirt. Yeah.
That's fantastic. I'm sure that's bright, new, and shiny, right?
Yeah, well, let me tell you a little bit more about the internship itself, since that's probably a little bit more about what you want to hear about. I interned in the investment banking and capital markets group in their coverage group of financial institutions, so we dealt with insurance companies, banks, asset managers, and specialty finance companies. So the group that I was in was terrific. I had a lot of fun. We had a lot of great experience, got to work on some really good deals. So, yeah.
That's fantastic. So tell me a little bit about training. You said part of your training was NASCAR, but is it actually true that they start training before the internship even begins?
So they sent me an email before I went out there saying that they were going to send me a little package to train with, and a few days later in the mail, I got this puppy right here.
Oh.
Yeah, bend your knees when you pick that bad boy up. Ooh. Throw your back out. But no, this was our intro training that we needed to go through before the internship started, and that they gave us during the internship. So Wells Fargo is really involved with making sure you're up to speed.
Wow. Okay. So aside from training, what was it that attracted you to Wells Fargo over some of the other banks that recruit at BYU?
So this one's an easy one. For me, there were several different points that I like to touch on when I talk about why I went to Wells Fargo. One is when you combine Wells Fargo and the fact that they are the U.S.'s top small business lender with an investment bank like Wachovia, then you just open up a world of new customers and new opportunities. And those opportunities flow down to the associate level, analyst level, which is I'll be starting out at the associate level, so the growth opportunities that are presented are really second to none. On top of that, location, location, location. I love Charlotte, and it really fits. It's easy to live there as a family. My kids are going to have a great time there, and so that's a part of it too. But more than anything, just the growth opportunities, and on top of that, great people. So there's 3 things right there for you.
Okay. And was the internship paid?
It was, yeah.
Oh, so how much did you make?
Well, are you asking for a loan or?
No, I don't want.
So the way I look at this, Dave, is that it doesn't matter how much I made. It's the fact that my bank account actually switched directions, and instead of going south for the last year, it actually started going north, which is great, yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so you've already talked to us a little bit about what you've worked on at such a prestigious organization. So if you were a first-year intern out there, what kind of recommendations would you give to all of our viewers about how to get an internship with Wells Fargo?
It is tough. I think there were 2 interns from the MBA program that went out there this year, me and John Hansey. And I think that we are the first interns from the MBA program to go to Wells Fargo into their associate intern program. Maybe, I think in the last several years, maybe ever. But so it is tough, and you have to really network. And I flew out there early last November in order to meet with a lot of the directors and vice presidents there who we have contacts with, and they were very helpful, gave me a lot of good pointers on what to do with my resume and how to do well in the interviews and how to prep myself. And so it takes a lot of footwork on our end, just because we're not a core recruiting school for Wells Fargo, but they did take my resume and put us into the applicant pool, and then moved us along to interviews, and from that point.
That's fantastic.
But it does take a lot of footwork for the first years, but we're here and ready to help.
So let me see, we get NASCAR, we get training, we get pay, and we get a great internship experience. Fried okra? All right, fantastic.
Morning Market Call is brought to you by the Marriott School of Management in cooperation with the Brigham Young University Department of Communications. MMC is made possible by generous donations from Larry Tasjan and Gary Williams. This show was produced by Jeff Butler, Janessa Cloward, David Wood, and Doug Mumford, with line producing by Beth Grimmett. For more information, please follow us on Twitter and Facebook.